You know, we use words all day, every day. But do we ever really think about them? Especially the simple ones. Well, today we're going to dive into just that, the secret power hiding inside the most basic words we use.
All right, let me start by asking you a question. Imagine you had to strip the English language down to just the bare essentials. How many words do you think you'd actually need to get pretty much any idea across? A few thousand maybe? 10,000? Get this. The answer, at least according to a system called Basic English, is just 850. That's it, just 850 words. It's this hand-picked list that's supposedly enough to explain almost any idea. I mean, it's a wild concept, right? That with such a small, powerful toolkit, you can pretty much build anything you want to say. So, to really get a feel for how this works, we're not going to, sit here and memorize all 850 words. Instead, we're going to do something kind of cool. We're going to tell the story, the biography, if you will, of just one single three-letter word from that list, just to see how much heavy lifting it can really do. And the word we're putting under the microscope today is I. Yep, E-Y-E. It's humble, it's super common, and it's a card-carrying member of that basic English 850 list. Now, on the surface, it seems about as simple as it gets, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to peel back the layers.
Okay, so let's start with the definition we all learned in school, right? The noun. And I, it's the part of your head you see with. Couldn't be more simple, direct, or clear. You could say this is its main job, its day job.
But of course, here's where things get really interesting. That one simple three-letter word. It's basically a placeholder for this incredible biological machine with over 30 different parts. You've got the retina, the optic disc, the whole shebang. It just goes to show you how one simple word from that basic English list can be like a key, unlocking this huge world of complex information.
And we're not done yet. The story doesn't stop there. That same three-letter word has a whole second life, a completely different identity, and it's still a noun. I'm talking about the eye of a needle, that tiny hole you try to pass thread through. So think about that. Same word, two completely different things. That is some serious linguistic efficiency right there.
Okay, but I isn't just about things. It's not just a noun. It's also an action. It's a verb. So you've got the physical thing you see with and the act of looking all jammed into the same three little letters. How cool is that?
And as a verb, it's not just about, passively seeing something. To eye something, that means to look at it carefully with some real interest or intention. Just think about the difference here. I saw the cake is one thing, but I eyed the cake. Well, that tells a whole different story, doesn't it? That one simple word just packed in a whole new layer of meaning and even emotion. All right, so we've established that one little word can be a real powerhouse, super versatile. But its true power? That comes from its connections. See, the word I doesn't just float around by itself. It's part of a huge network of other simple words, and when you put them together, they create a whole system for talking about the world.
And this is what makes a system like Basic English so incredibly powerful. Look here. In the head category, you've got I sitting right next to ears, nose, mouth. Each word on its own is dead simple. But put them together, and suddenly you have a complete map of a concept. They all support each other, and that is the genius behind this whole idea.
So what's the big takeaway here? At the end of the day, the story of the word I really proves that simple words, they are anything but simple. They're dense, they're hardworking, they're these incredibly versatile building blocks. They're shortcuts to really complex ideas, they can be both things and actions, and they link up to help us build the very reality we talk about.
And that brings me to one last thought I want to leave with you. Now that you've seen all the hidden depth we could find in just the word I, what do you think? What's the most powerful, multi-talented, indispensable, simple word you can think of? Something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.